Today I have Cyte-09 here, and he's a pretty fun Warframe. He came out months ago and back in December 1999. Pretty big update, so he's a pretty big deal. Really good. He's kind of like a walking hydrogen bomb with his Exalted Sniper. He does millions and millions of damage per hit, and he's just really fun. I will say his main kit and his go-to gameplay style definitely orients towards solo or like endurance missions where you're going to be somewhere long. Um, as for other notes on Cyte-09, he does have two very popular builds. One being the stealth and sniper build I'm going to show you, which is more solo endurance oriented, and then the second one being his AOE like Kuvazar insta reload nuke the world build. Whereas that build's very fun, that's not what I'm showing here today. It is a pretty simple build. All you do is equip the Kuvazar and spam your 2 to instantly reload it and have infinite ammo, and make sure you're running prime sure footed so you're not knocking yourself over 100 times. And that's really it for like the Giga Nuke build. But I like playing him as like his intended design, even though the other one is really fun. I have tried it out. I like using his sniper and being the sniper guy because we don't have that many primary exalted warframes in the game. I think it's just him and Ivara. Ivara has the bow and he has a sniper. But yeah. So as for Cyte-09, when I hop into mission, typically going invisible, I'm getting my sniper out, I'm equipping my preferred ammo, and then I'm just going straight to town with this thing and just sniping guys. One thing of note, he has like scaling crit chance in his passive, so that's awesome. Very fun Warframe, very simple Warframe to play. Kind of a slower play style than most, so there is that. He definitely does gravitate towards more solo play, kind of like a lot of solo players like Ash, they like Nidus, that kind of thing. I think you would like Cyte-09 as well. As for the one ability I didn't use, which I'll show off here real quick, is his one. I do try and keep this up pretty often, but I don't think it's like imperative to have this up 24/7 on his kit. All it does is it really gives you wall hacks and some weak point stuff, and it's pretty good. It is good, it is worth using, it is worth keeping up, but he already does so much just with his other 3 abilities that I don't think it's like the must hit button and you got to use this thing 24/7, but it is good. So as for other things I note with his abilities and stuff, there is a lot of like back and forth on whether to use gas for the extra AoE or blast for the extra AoE. Honestly, I don't think it really matters. It's just you're just kind of going back and forth, like whether it's rabbit season or duck season, rabbit season or duck season. It really doesn't matter. I think you just should use whatever one you're more comfortable with. Gas clouds are cool because enemies will just walk into them like idiots and kill themselves. Blast damage is cool because it gets a lot of upfront instant explosion stuff. So it's really up to you. I don't think it matters. Use whatever you prefer. As for my build, got a lot of interesting stuff going on here. I have Worthy Camaraderie on my Aura slot. Tons of extra weak point critical chance. Honestly, for Aura slots, for like any build, 9 times out of 10, you could run whatever, unless it's like some super niche interactions we're abusing. But we're not here, so like honestly, you can use whatever. But this buffs our sniper, so it's good, it's fun, it's great. It buffs the squad's weak point crit chance, when you're playing with the homies. So use whatever Aura mod slot you want, but I like this one just because it helps our sniper. As for our arcane slots, I do think Arcane Crepuscular is like a must-use. It's a 1999 Arcane. Cyte came out in 1999. I think it's pretty obvious they want you to use it on him for the extra ability strength and final crit damage. And it's very good. It fits like a glove on this guy. Helps his sniper a lot. As for our second slot, I have Molt Augmented on. But honestly, you could run whatever. If you wanted to run like Avenger and Combat Discipline in your Aura slot, that's a thing, where you kill guys and damage yourself so you can proc Avenger. I could see that being a very, very valid route. I just have Molt Augmented on. You could also run Energize. Rare scenario where like I don't really recommend any of the survival arcanes because we're going to be invisible, so it really doesn't matter. Yeah. So honestly, I would just kind of stick to Augmented, maybe Avenger and Combat Discipline combo, maybe Energize. It is a flex slot. Run whatever you want here. Maybe you want to run Arcane Arachne and Wall Cling every like 20 seconds or whatever it is. Completely up to you on the second slot. This is purely flex arcane. As for my mods, you see we are super dumped in the range stat, and that is because it affects our ricochet range. And this guy does so much damage, you really don't need all that much strength to put up insane numbers. We're at 160% strength, and you know we were absolutely clobbering those guys in the Simulacron there. So range is like the most important stat for me here. I like having the insane ricochet range, and that's what I enjoy. As for other things to note, we have Energy Nexus here, and it does gen ammo while you're in your sniper. I think a lot of people think because it's a channeled ability, it won't generate the energy, but if you watch it, you'll stare there, it goes up pretty quickly too. We are gaining energy while our sniper was activated there. So just of note to get that out of the way. I know some people see that it's channeled and be like, hey man, that's not going to work. It does. As for everything else, I liked having primed flow here. I don't think it's super necessary, but I like having primed flow here. I like having the bigger energy pool. I think it feels good, it feels nice, feels comfy, what I enjoy. We do have a little bit of duration here with Augur Message and Continuity, just so we get some nice base duration on our evade. It's nice to just have a decent starting line to start at, so you can build it up and you get some wiggle room in case you're not getting the headshots quick enough to keep it up. Just nice, give yourself some wiggle room when you first use evade before you start really stacking it up. But those are my mods. It's really simple, just tons and tons of range, a little bit of duration, and energy nexus. That's really it, what's going on here. Honestly, I don't know if I'd swap out anything for anything. I'm really comfortable and happy with what I got here. In the future, if you would get some insane augment that's like a must use, I'm probably dropping Augur Message, and then I'd have to put like a Forma in here, probably a V polarity, and his augment would go here over Augur Message. But I'm pretty happy with my build on Cyte. As for my Neutralizer build, this is where it gets real funky. I got some weird stuff going on here. I was just kind of focused on just getting as much damage as possible. There is one like mod here, I'll say. Let me switch those two, just talk about them. That's Rifle Elementalist. This is here for my gas and blast, whatever I'm using, but honestly, like, I can't really like wholeheartedly like make this mod a must pick. You can honestly flex from whatever to whatever here. Once again, this is your flex slot mod. Do I think it's a must use for the bonus gas and blast procs that we're getting? Heck no. Use whatever you want here. Use a Bane mod, use whatever, use this, use that. Rifle Elementalist, not must pick. As for everything else, I just wanted as much damage as possible, so that's kind of what I modded for. Semi-rifle cannonade, tons of damage. Spectral Serration, tons of damage. Hammer Shot, more crit damage. Vital Sense, more crit damage. More crit chance with critical delay. Primary Acuity for more weak point crit chance and weak point damage. And then I have Primary Deadhead on for a higher headshot multiplier and even more damage. Now, as for this last mod, you get it from the Arbitration store. It is called Sharpshooter, okay? On headshot kill, you get plus 15 energy, okay? Now, on my build, our neutralizer costs 15 per shot. So we are like net 0. It's perfect. It's really perfect. It's awesome. Only sad part about this is bleed damage, like gas or slash or heat, anything like that, just like tick damage, will not count. You have to one-shot the guys to get the bonus energy. And ricochet kills do not count. It is on the one singular dude. You will get your shot refunded, basically. So, very nice little niche collab there between those two mods and interactions and whatnot. Basically, we're getting our shots refunded on hit whenever we get a one-shot headshot kill. So, very nice little combo there. Yeah. So, I'm pretty happy with this. The only thing I'd say I think I probably would change is swap this out for literally anything. Probably like a Bane mod at the end of the day. Or I could put on a Galvanized Scope. But it's just here because it made sense to me at the time when I first made this build. And I think I'm just going to keep it on because why not? Yeah, that's my Neutralizer build. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it does pretty well. And my Cyte build, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it does pretty well. As for my extra loadout suggestions in Archon shards, um, I like starting energy shards on like any Warframe. I love loading into the mission with a bunch of energy right away. I know that's why like the Xeneric focus school exists, but I still like it for quality of life and stuff like that. Um, Other than that, you could just probably put on a bunch of strength shards. I don't really think there's anything else that like super moves the needle here. Um, you could put on like electric damage shards, primary electric damage shards, and then they would work on the neutralizer, I'm pretty sure, and then use the electric ammo type. That would be like a fun niche interaction if it does work like that. Um, yeah, but I don't think he like desperately is crying for Archon shards in his kit to be good. You know, he kind of just does everything by himself already. So like starting energy shards, strength shards, maybe some crazy wacky electric shards, but as for everything else, I don't think he needs Archon shards. As for your weapons, I am in Neutralizer 24/7 with this guy. So I would recommend just running whatever's good. I have the dual tox assist here, insane secondary pistol that's good on weak points. I have the Purgator 1 here, just like an okay 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 weapon that's good on weak points. And then I just have the Glaive Prime with a heavy attack build here to do crazy Glaive heavy attack things. Just run your best weapons. I'd kind of lean you towards things that are good at hitting weak points and blowing them up, and you'll have a good time if you're just at zero energy 24/7. As for pets, I don't really recommend anything specific. The only thing of note I will say is build for Tenacious Bond for the extra final crit multiplier damage, and a reinforced bond for some extra fire rate. It is whatever. That would be my only super recommendation here, is the build for these two mods to be active. But that is everything. That's how I play Cyte and Mission. Those are both my builds for Cyte and the Neutralizer. Some extra suggestions on the side there, and yeah. So I'm gonna go hop in a Mott Void Survival, and we're just gonna have a good time pointing and clicking with Cyte-09. Alrighty, we're back here in some Void Survival. Gonna try and just chill here in this corner and literally just point and click. That's really all Cyte-09 is. When you're playing solo like this, he just turns into like the point and click Warframe. Pretty nice kit. And honestly, when you're playing solo and you don't want to be in like sniper mode all that often, you can just use your good like single shot weapons, your marksman weapons, whatever you have equipped. Like this guy with the dual toxis, pretty insane. Kind of just turns him into like, Mace's cousin with the dual toxis. It's pretty crazy. But all we're doing here is just looking for the weak points and hitting them down. Nothing of note, to be honest. He's a pretty simple Warframe. Even with both builds, there's nothing super complex going on with this guy. You got to put in zero effort to hit these insane millions of numbers, and it's pretty fun. There's not a lot of Warframes that let you hit like these crazy numbers like this with like minimal effort. Cora's up there. Well, all the Exalted Warframes are up there now, to be honest. All the Exalted melee guys, they're in this lazy hit millions category. Atlas, Skara. Not Ivara, though. I think Ivara can, if you wanted to, but you probably need a bit more effort on Ivara to get to that point. But no, this is pretty chill. I have zero complaints about Cyte-09. The only time you'll find issues with him is if you're, maybe getting skill diffed a little bit and you're not hitting your headshots. And now we got the Stalker showing up. What the heck? That was unexpected, but I'm sure we'll make simple work of him. And right there, I'm a little skill challenge there. I just missed that guy's head like 2 times in a row. Hello, Stalker. Oh, I forgot he does that. We will handle him with my glaive. Sorry. Short detour here from playing Mr. Cyte-09. Oh. Stalker down. So, back to Cyte-09 in a little bit here. We gotta wait for our invis to come back. And here comes the Acolyte. What the heck? one after the other. Gotta not play like an idiot here so we don't get one shot. There we go, invisibility back. Perfect. Alright, and now we're back in action. Let's get all this life support. Very, very chill time. Stalker was unexpected there. Hopefully we don't get Violence next, and Violence rips us out of our abilities. That would kind of suck. But we'll see what happens. Point and click. Point and click. Don't miss the headshots like I do. Very simple Warframe. Oh, we got our cat back. So they can spread their viral procs and give me my buffs. Extra fire rate and final crit multiplier from our bond mods. 2.8 mil, pretty cool. 17 mil, pretty cool. Just an all-around good time. I love Cyte-09. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, like minimal effort warframes hit millions of damage. All the melee exalted warframes and any warframe you put Wrathful Advance on for melee weapons. So specifically Kullervo, but it's insane they made that his subsumable ability. Yeah, but definitely Kullervo. And I think that's really it. There's some crazy roar buffs you can get when playing Rhino. Obviously, there's, you know, some crazy triple dipping interactions there. That's always a fun time to abuse that stuff. But maybe there's a lot. I don't know. I was just kind of running it over my head. There's a lot of Warframes where it's actually pretty easy to start hitting the millions, you know. Good time, just sit here and chill. If you're cracking like some relics on an Omnia Fisher, you know, Cyte-09 might be the way to go if you're watching something on your second monitor. Just kind of sit here and aim in and have a hoot. Oh, I missed. $11 mil. Are we gonna get a Acolyte perchance? Or maybe Captain War before 5 minutes? I'll wait till 5:30. We had the Stalker spawn. Maybe he threw things off. 80 mil. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm not hitting my headshots because skill issue. Skill issue. Oop, I didn't mean to put down 8 of those. Oops. Wrong button. 129. Okay, I'll take it. 132. Oh, there we go. Here comes the Acolyte. Please don't be violence. I would not like to get ripped out of my abilities. Why do I say anything? Oh, man. Oh! Yo! That was a good violence kill. And I think I'll just call it there. Cyte-09's fun. Crazy killing for minimal effort. That's Cyte-09. Very fun Warframe. 2 insane builds. This is one of them. But that's it for me. So, see you later. Adios.